what's up everybody? Welcome to Building SouthLake. So I'm sorry this is coming out a day late. I really wasn't in the mood yesterday to, really record, and, I wasn't in the mood to work in the city. But today I am. I got some ideas for some buildings. So a couple things I want to talk about, I want your guys' opinion on a couple things I should do. So one thing is, I guess we'll start all the way over here because we're going to be coming back to this area. So I'm not sure what to do with a couple things. I figured, hey, why not ask you guys and get your, your 2 cents on it. So there's a couple areas over here that I'm not sure if I want to put buildings here, like right here. I'm not sure if I want to put buildings here or trees, to kind of liven it up a little bit, add some actual greenness to it. But I'm not sure because I could fit maybe 1 or 2 buildings here, just like what I kind of did right here. But I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. I'm not sure if I want to add trees or continue the theme of adding buildings. I'm just not exactly sure yet, so I'd want your guys' 2 cents on that and what you guys think about it. And then one more thing I want your guys' opinion on is if we fly back over here to where we originally were. So the highway here, you guys know how it goes underground if you've been keeping up with SouthLake and everything, or if you join the map. So basically this is an underground highway, then it comes back up to the top. What I kind of want to do is continue the highway going straight, so you would have an intersection here. But what I want to do is kind of continue the highway, but then have it actually go up into an above ground highway, kind of like what we did, over there by those buildings that we were just talking about. So I kind of think that's what I want to do, but again, I want your guys' opinions on it, if that would actually work. Which I think it would work, but it would use, there would be some things I would have to do differently, because this is a little bit different. So I'm not sure what I want to do. Like I said, just want your guys' opinion. So today we're going to work on a couple buildings. So I probably could add a building here, which that's probably what we're going to do, right next to the highway. So let's see, what do we want to do? I need to find a spot for the Capitol building. I'm not sure where I want to put that yet. I've been thinking about that a lot. And originally I was going to put right here, but in my opinion there wasn't enough room because the Capitol building needs to be one of the biggest, and this is not a big enough area. Maybe somewhere over here, or maybe even on the other side of the river. Again, I'm not too sure yet. That's pretty far away from now, but still, I like to plan ahead a little bit to know where I want to put things. So the building we're going to be working on today is actually from inspiration from Chicago. That's what I was thinking of. I almost said New York. So the building that we're going to be building, I'm not sure what it's called. It's just a really simple building. Well, kind of simple. I mean, it's not hugely simple. We're going to use, let's use black sand clay, because we haven't used that too much. With maybe hardened clay, maybe? Or should we go, what's closer to tan? This one seems to be the closest to tan. What do we want to use for this? I'm actually not too sure, because what did I use over here? I don't want to use the same materials that I used over here. So I'm going to be good there if I want to use them. Let's go with light gray, and that should be good. Alright, so we said we're going to make the building here. So now it's just about, trying to find if this building would actually fit here. And I can't see any of my stuff. Here we go. Okay, so we want the main building itself to be around, the entrance is going to be 3 wide. We're going to have a couple of these. This actually might not be enough room, because this honestly wouldn't be a big building. Oh, I messed that one up. Are we all at 3 here? Looks like we're all at 3. Alright, well, let's just see how everything goes. If anything, I can always improvise the building, make it a little bit smaller or bigger, depending on how much space we have left when we're all done. Because we could make this into a longer building, just not a wider building. So just all depends on how things go. And let's stack this up a little bit more. So we're going to try to make a lot of the buildings from now on, they're going to try to be a little bit bigger, mainly because of realism. I mean, a lot of these, they look realistic, but some of them, they don't have that realistic feel to them, which is something I'm going to try to go for a little bit more often now. So you're going to see a lot more, taller buildings and stuff like that in these later videos. So our black sand clay will go around. We'll put 3 on each side. This will be interesting to see if this actually works, because I'm not sure. About there. So obviously I'm not counting the blocks because this isn't a tutorial. It's more of just a, like, I don't know how to describe these. I mean, it's just a video to where I'm just, you know, building. So I guess if you want to call this like an advanced tutorial, you can, but in my opinion, it's not really a tutorial. But that's just me. Some of you guys might consider them tutorials. So I've been working on SouthLake for quite a while now. I mean, a lot of stuff has been done. Like, I went back to look at one of the original episodes of SouthLake, and it's amazing how far the city really has come. And really, in all honesty, like a short amount of time. It's only been like 6 months, I believe. And 6 months is quite a bit for all of this, you know, not using World Edit and stuff like that. I think I used World Edit for this highway here originally, but that's it. And that was a long time ago. Everything else has been all man-made by me. And so it's really interesting to see, you know, how far things have come over time. And I always like seeing progression, so it's definitely something I enjoyed seeing. So we'll have this come up. So this building's definitely going to be interesting. I'm not sure if I want to have it here, though. That's the thing, like, some of these buildings I want to add, I do need quite a bit of space here, and I don't have the space here that I need. So that's why I'm not sure, like, what I want to do. Because this would be a really skinny building, in all honesty, because of the highway right next to it. So, you know what? I'm just going to start this building somewhere else. I'll get rid of this stuff later. But I'm not going to get rid of all of it now, because that's just a waste of time. Oh, man. So we can't do it there, because that's basically the exact same thing. If we made a road connecting... I actually have an idea. So, this actually might work. So, this road from all the way over here... So, you guys are kind of seeing, like, my indecisiveness here. And my thought process of when, you know, I actually plan out my building, stuff like that. Because I don't really plan them out, but, you know, I kind of work on, like... if, like, what kind of building I want is in my head, and if that would work in the area I'm trying to make it. So, I've been getting a lot of comments about, like, you know, how do I start off a city? What should I do to, you know, start making my city? Stuff like that. So, I've been thinking about making a series for, you know, like, starting up a city. Like, I'm not gonna start a new one, but I will make, like, some, you know, beginning tutorials. Oh, We Be Strangers online. You know, like, so I might make, like, some beginning tutorials about, like, how to start off your city. That's mainly, I think a lot of people, they have the ability to make a city, and some people might think they don't even have that ability, but you really do. It's just all about, you know, taking your time with it, try not to rush it too much. I mean, you are going to rush some things, that's just going to happen, but the less you rush, the better your city will be. So this one, that's the road, so I need to have one here. Let's see. What was I going to say? Yeah, but I think a lot of people have problem with starting off, and starting off is honestly the hardest part about anything, because once you figure out how to start something off, that's when you can finally, you know, you get your inspiration and you know where to start. Starting is easily the hardest part of starting a city and just anything in general. Like, even buildings like I'm building now, like, I'm not sure if they're going to look good, but, you know, maybe by the end they will. So, it's all about, you know, timing, stuff like that. So I think the building we're going to make is actually going to work pretty well here. I'm going to get rid of this. A lot of these lines look kind of confusing right now, which they kind of do to me. Like, it's hard to kind of visualize it. But I'm just kind of like trying to lay out some of the area and see like what things would be and how much space I would have if I continue making the roads how they are. Alright, so this would be the highway, so that's good enough for now. So we know that's where the highway is. This is the road here where this grass is. So, our sidewalk would be here. Again, a lot of lines, it looks really confusing, but like, this is a lot easier than, you know, building your building, you know, making your entire road first, and then finding out, like, oh no, I don't have enough space. Like, if I do my thing here, I probably have enough space for everything now. So, that's what we're looking for. My eye itched. So, we can have 2 buildings here, and even maybe 3 in this big area, so we have plenty of space. So, that's what we might do. We also might need some redstone clay, because this, like I said, this building is taking inspiration from Chicago. So let's see, if we start here, so then we have boop, boop. How many of these do we want? We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks pretty good. Alright, let's stack these up, kind of like what we did over there. So again, you're going to see the same repeatedness, like the same thing, basically just over here. And if anything doesn't look symmetrical, we can, you know, just kind of change that. Like over here looks a little bit less. Actually, it looks just about even, so we actually might be good. Wow, I might have done this perfectly, hopefully. I didn't really count out like how much the space was, but again, I don't really do too much planning and counting ahead. I just build and hopefully everything works out. And if I need to change anything, I can make some, you know, slight adjustments. Alright, so we have that. I feel like 5 is actually too much. Huh. Because I think 4 is a good number. But I think 5 will be good for now. We can, again, always change it later. So, let's just see how this works out. And there we go. Let's see. And what are some of the things we could talk about? So, I talked about, you know, starting up a series for helping people, you know, get ideas for building cities and how to start them. I do want to bring back a skyscraper week, and you will see some more tutorials, like in the last episode of Chaoscraft, of building SouthLake. I showed you guys some of the new buildings I added, like off camera and in the live stream, and a lot of you guys wanted me to make a tutorial on some of those because you guys really liked them, which I appreciate. I'm happy you guys like them. And so, obviously, like anything that people like, they want to know how to make it. So, I got a lot of requests about, hey, can you make this for a tutorial? Now, that is something I'm definitely considering. Some of these are a lot easier said than done to make tutorials for, because they can get pretty complicated. But it's definitely something I'm considering. So you might see some more tutorials like coming out soon and stuff like that. I do want to start up a skyscraper week again. I'm not sure when that will be. I've been getting a lot of comments about that as well. Because again, people want to know how to make stuff, which is understandable. So we want 4 blocks on this side. So So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're good there. And we're kind of just like guesstimating at the moment. So definitely the other side's longer if we look at it. So we're not going to have anything next to the highway, so we can actually have this one come all the way over to it. Actually, can we? Yeah, we can. So let's see. So let's have, that would be good. We have a window here, coming up about here. Maybe have a 1 block gap. It's kind of like setting, you know, how things are going to be for our actual building itself. So, we might even move these up a couple. Maybe 2 more blocks would be good. And we'll get rid of those. I said that was really weird there. So, let's see. What are some other things we could talk about? I'm trying to, you know, find some different things that we could talk about because there's so many. You know, like there's not too many things to talk about, but at the same time, there are a lot of things we could talk about. So I'm trying to think of like some things we could talk about. Oh, messed up there. So, something that actually is kind of cool that's going to be happening with not this channel, but my second channel, Safety Boost, is I might have a group of, you know, some of my close friends that I play with all the time. We might be starting up, you know, if you've ever watched like Inside Gaming or formerly known as Funhouse now, they have always been like a group of, I think, 6, but we might have a group of, you know, 3 now with us for Safety Boost, which I think is a great thing because, you know, for channels, having more personalities is always a good thing, in my opinion. It just makes for better content because it's not just one person's point of view, it's several, and at the same time, I mean, like I said, there's so much more you can really do, in my opinion. So I really hope it's something that, you know, goes along how we want it to, because it's something I've always wanted to do. We've always had this vision for, you know, making a channel with more than one personality to it, because like mainly this channel is mainly just all me. I mean, every now and then we be strangers in videos and stuff like that, but it's not the same, and I think that's what we're trying to go for. Let me count this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what we need. So perfect there. Yeah, so We Be Strangers on board. Me and him have been recording for Safety Boost for quite a long time. Well, I won't say a long time, but we've had the idea for Safety Boost for a long time. And we've recorded some videos, which I've been trying to upload more videos there. He's actually coming over on Thursday to actually record some more videos and stuff like that. But we also just got my friend, you know, his name's Kyle. And you guys don't really know him. His name's Kyle, like I said. And he's always been like a great friend of ours. We've played with him tons. But you guys have never really seen him in videos. But I talked to him and he said he's down to, you know, try to record for safety boost and stuff like that. So, like I said, we have another personality coming on board. Now, I'm not sure like how long he'll be there and like how much, but you know, it is somebody else that we can kind of add to the mix. So I'm really excited about that. So we're looking good. As you can tell, this is looking like a pretty big building at the moment, but hey, I'm okay with that. We want the buildings to be a little bit bigger. This is meant to be more of a skyscraper, not a, you know, tall, not like a row house. This is meant to be like a big building. So as you can tell, this is why we couldn't fit this building over here, is because obviously this one's a lot bigger, as we can tell. Okay, so let's see, what do we want to do now? Let's make this a little bit wider because this is going to be our entrance point. So let's make these a little bit wider. Also, I have a couple of good ideas for a city hall and like a city capital or state capital, whatever you want to call it. And I have a couple of good ideas, which again, trying to find the area I want to use for them will be the difficult part, because I know I want to add a park kind of like what, you know, Washington DC has, to where you have that long strip, which I think that's actually a really good idea. Now, when I went to Washington DC with my family, you know, I got to see all that firsthand and to see how magnificent it was. And I would like to kind of like replicate that a little bit. You know, I'm not gonna have like the monuments and stuff like that they had. Like maybe I will at some point, but I definitely want to add like my own touch to it, and I think that'd just be really cool to have. You know, I like how it's just all perfectly lined up. It was just so well planned out, and to me, I love that. So I'm gonna try to remake some of that for sure. All right, so that looks better now, having that be a little bit wider. We need to widen up the tops a little bit. And I got another message. Luckily, I don't have to change. And I've really been using court blocks for a long time, or like the pillar courts. I probably use them the most out of all the blocks, just because they look good. They look great for cities. All right, so we're looking good there. Now is when we come to like the main part of the building. You know, stacking up. So this building will kind of have a unique design. So we're not gonna get it all done this part. And we might just put black here for now. But what we're going to do is we're probably going to add, you know, some more stuff later on. This building, like I said, it's not going to be done in one part. This will be a several part building just because of the size of it and the amount of detail that's going to go into it. So we're going to stack up. And this will stack up pretty tall. I'd say... Is that tall enough? That's the thing we have to kind of think about. Because this isn't going to be the only part of the building. You're going to have some more parts to this building, which are going to make it a little bit more... I want to make sure this is actually going to work. So if I put this here, this actually might work. So then we have that come up. Yeah, this actually might work out perfectly. And then we could have something for design here. So this actually might work out. So... this will add like another eye-catching feature to it, because, you know, with this building, there is going to be a lot of repetitiveness. Two of the sides will be the same, but at the same time, having this one piece here, because mainly the windows are going to be too wide, but having this one here, you know, will kind of change things up a little bit, because you'll notice it, because it will look out of place, but with a, you know, out of place, good-looking feature to it, if that makes sense. Sometimes I can be horrible at describing things, so hopefully that actually makes sense a little bit, at least. So we're looking good here. Now, I'm not sure if I want to add like cobblestone walls to the pillars here to kind of add, you know, more depth to the pillars and more color, because that's something I've also been doing a lot more on some of my buildings, which we're already almost out of time, which kind of sucks. Because I'm trying to keep a lot of my videos, like for some of my series, around to 20 minutes. Because I feel like 20 minutes is a good amount of time for a video. And so we'll finish up these pillars, and then we'll probably call it quits for this part. And so we need to add one more pillar after this, and then we'll probably call it quits, like I said, for this part. But I think we're definitely looking good so far. I'm actually really liking the design of this building. And I think when this is actually done, it will actually look even better. So I'm actually really excited to get this building done. So I know we've kind of been skipping around and hopping around from building to building on SouthLake for quite a while. Now, there is a good reason for that. It's because I kind of get bored of working on the same building. And also, I feel like I like showing you guys new things. Man, like for example, this building here. We worked on this one for one part like 2 parts ago, 3 parts ago. But now we're working on this one here. I'm working on, different designs over there. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because, I have some designs in my head that I want to get out. And I figured, hey, why not show you guys those designs? And then, because we can always come back to these buildings and finish them up later on. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm sorry that this video came out one day a little bit later. But I think this building is actually going to be really good when it's done. I'm already loving the design of it. And this actually will be a bank, so just kind of keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to finish up some of this building, like the next pillars over here, by the next part. I'm not sure if we're going to work on this next part, but I will let you guys know definitely next part if we are or not. So bye-bye, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.